Good morning and welcome to your daily tarot reading. Today I am Veronica. This is an extra one. I normally don't post on Thursdays, but it's Christmas and I felt like I should. So I am. I had some extra time and I love to do tarot readings. So I'm going to use the Barbie Art Tarot. I haven't used this for a while. Let's see how that goes. Also, please reminder to hit that thumbs up button. It does help. Um, and I'm still doing a video tomorrow as well. And also leave me a comment. It helps the channel. It helps us to connect. It does all of the good things. And if you are so inclined, that subscribe button is on your right, I believe. So it's just the red subscribe button. So let's get started. One more shuffle. Let's see what we have in the works. Okay. Current situation. 9 of Wands, present influence, the Hierophant. What you don't see is the Queen of Wands. What's unexpected is the Page of Pentacles. Challenge. 2 of Wands, excuse me. Strength is the 6 of Cups. And where does this energy lead? 2 of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and the Fool. I love the Fool. You guys all know I love the Fool. Advice for this reading is the King of Pentacles. And this is the Strength card. These are, the numbers are switched here in this deck. This is number 11, but in this deck, it's the Strength card. Number 8 in this deck is the Justice card. So that's, it confuses me every time. But this is the Strength card. And it feels to me like patience. 10 of Wands follows that. So it does feel to me like a little bit of patience going on here. We've got just like, yeah, and 2 with the 9 of Wands, like you're at the end of your rope, but that's saying that, you've just had to like hang in there. I do feel like though you're getting tired of hanging in there with that 9 of Wands, but I also will say things are not speeding up anytime soon. However, I think the Knight of Pentacles to the Fool is telling us that's a good thing because maybe it is supposed to happen a little bit more slowly. So now there is something here where you've made some kind of commitment. You could be taking a class, doing some kind of spiritual work with the Hierophant here and the present influence, but you feel like something's just missing. Like either there's more work to be done and you're just kind of tired, or like just there. Now it could be literally a commitment, but it doesn't feel like that to me. It feels more of a process because of the 9 of Wands being tired and kind of over it and kind of done. Don't know if you could keep going. But it does say you can, but keep in mind, I feel like that's what the Hierophant is. Let's see. Let's clarify. I bit my lips. I'm kind of talking funny and I'm trying not to bite it again. Hierophant. Let's see what the Hierophant says. Give me 2 cards for this Hierophant. Present influence. 2 of Cups. Well, partnership. You feel like something, yeah, like a partnership or something is stuck here. And it could be even a relationship with yourself. Like I said, this was like felt spiritual to me, or that you were learning something here. And that 2 of Cups with the 8 of Swords is like, this is like, you feel like something's not moving forward. This could be a partnership. This could be a relationship. This could be anything that you're working on with yourself, but you definitely feel like it's really stagnant. And, but you're trying to, but part of the work is to get it unstagnant. You're done. It's almost like, God, this has been really hard with the 9 of Wands. So the 9 of Wands in the current situation, let's look at that a little further. Tell me more about this 9. Anything more about this 9 of Wands? Judgment with the 2 of Pentacles. I mean, this could be, yeah, you're trying to get refocused. So the reason why I say that, the Two of Pentacles can be about focus because he's trying to balance everything. So he really has to focus. And the Judgment's starting over again. So there's a feeling of, I need to get refocused. That's where I'm getting the from the Judgment card. You know that there's something here that's really important to you, but you're not refocusing, and that's what's hard. That's what you're struggling with. So we have the Queen of Wands in your unseen. This could be someone that's working through for you. Like if this is some kind of, if you're working with a partner with that Two of Cups or something, it could be that person is kind of working in your, I feel like in your favor. Tell me more. Tell me more. Queen of Wands, 2 cards. The Strength card again. And 5 of Wands. I mean, with the Judgment at the bottom of the deck, I feel like, honestly, I just feel like this might be you, because I feel like this is saying, you know exactly what you need to do. You know that you need to give this energy. You know that, but you're conflicted with it. But this Queen of Wands energy that you are not seeing is within you to really keep going. You've been strong. You've done that work. And then the 5 of Wands, the conflict, right? It's you don't see it happening, but the Queen of Wands is that inner peace in you that's saying that's, but I will tell you that's partially the issue, because the Queen of Wands is not a patient person. She's a fire sign. She wants to get it going, get it moving, go, 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 go. And you're feeling like things are stuck and you can't get unstuck, and you're just done with it with that 9 of Wands. Then we have the Page of Pentacles and the unexpected. Let's look at that a little further. What is this Page of Pentacles? So Page of Pentacles to me though is like you're gonna refocus. So unexpectedly you're going, no, this is important to me. I'm gonna refocus and I'm gonna do it. Tell me more about this Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles wanted to come out. So yeah, because there's a discovery and you know it. Like you know that you're going to this work that you're doing, whether it's working on a partnership or spiritual work, you know that it's really important. You know that this work that you're doing or whatever you're focusing on is going to give you a better life almost. Maybe not that quite that dramatic, but it's definitely, it's going to take you in to something better than where you're at right now, whether it's work, whether it's love, whether it's just day to day. You're doing some work. A lot of you, this is spiritual work, you know, and the spiritual work can take a huge, it can be anything, but I do feel like you just got to stick with it. The Two of Wands is in your challenge. So part of you is having a hard time going, where do I start? How do I get started? What do I do? what do I do next? How do I do this? And I don't feel like, I think that's all the challenge. It's because the Two of Wands, he's got that world in his hand as he's looking out and he's kind of planning, but that's a challenge. You're struggling with what to do next or what route to take. And that's again going back to that 9 of Wands. But as soon as you start moving, I think that Queen of Wands energy for you will kick in. The 6 of Cups is in your strength. You've done something similar before. There's something from the past that you have done that has gotten you unstuck. And I think this is saying you know exactly what it is. I'll clarify it to see if we can get any more information to give you an idea of what this is from your past. But it's something that you did or that happened that you got yourself unstuck. And what was it? Temperance. That's a tough one. 6 of Wands. Now it could have come from someone recognizing you, and it could be like understanding that it like, okay, so temperance to me can be about alchemy. It's not to every reader, but it can be to me. It's not always about that. It's a lot about emotional balance, but there is something to be said about that too with the emotional balance here. So the 6 of Wands is recognition. I think what happened in the past maybe is someone recognized you and got you moving again, or you are putting something together. You put something together for yourself, the temperance, that made you really see the passion and the love of what you're doing. So it's you recognizing what you've done. Again, it's probably not giving you a ton of information, but I feel like that's what it is. Like something from the past, you've done it before, you can do it again, using those same tools that you did in the past to get you moving again. And I've got cards flying everywhere. So where does this lead? It leads to the Two of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, the Fool. So the Two of Pentacles is going back to that balance, focus, and I think that's what you're going to do. You're going to say, okay, I can do this. I just need to balance everything a little bit better in my life, right? Like if you're working on something and it's new and you try to figure out how to fit it in your day to day, even if you're not horribly busy, it's still hard to change up the schedule or how you're doing things. And I feel like that's what you're going to be working on here really soon. Yes, I can do this work because it's supposed to be almost like a class or a workshop or something where you have to spend time. Maybe you have to meditate every day, or you're doing some kind of learning online where you know you need to take the time to do it. And so you're going to take space and say, this is what I'm going to do and when I'm going to do it. And then the Knight of Pentacles is all about that moving forward. Now, the cool thing about the Knight of Pentacles, it's frustrating as heck for anyone that wants things done now. But what the Knight of Pentacles really does do is, if you see him in the Rider White, he's moving along, he's planting his seeds as he goes. So even though it feels like it's slow and it feels like it's, oh, when is it? Has to wait for things to germinate, has to wait for things to start growing, but he's doing that work as he's moving. So know this, as things are moving, they may seem slow, but it's going to take a little bit of time for things to really germinate, to come together, to really create whatever this is you're looking at. And then we have the Fool. So overall, it leads to the Fool. I'm going to clarify this because this is when you can jump into it. Now, it's 3 cards out, so this could be up to a couple months, maybe 3 weeks. It just all depends. I don't want to do too much with timing. We're all so different. But what is this Fool and where this leads? Because I think this is the important one. Like, what is this new beginning? Is it, what is this? What is this all about? 2 cards, please. 6 of Swords. We had the 6 of Swords before with the 10 of Swords. Wow, there's something that you need to put an end to. And all this work that you're doing is going to allow you to do that. And you're going to, now, this is not a bad 10 of Swords. This is a good 10 of Swords, okay? Because it's just surrounded by good cards, but it takes you moving forward to really close the door on something that's no longer serving you. Keep in mind, this is the Fool. You need this to end before you can really jump in. Now, it could be just literally the ending of getting moving. You start moving and you've put an end to the stagnant, stale energy that you've kind of been feeling with this 9 of Wands, Hierophant energy. But you're closing the door on that, and you're really moving towards what you believe and probably will be better, because it is the Fool that ends up here. Keep in mind too, with the Fool, when you start this journey, stay curious, because that's what the Fool does. And the more curious you are, the more curiosity you have, the more you learn, the more you can really, absorb. So, oops, no more of that. We've got the King of Pentacles in our advice. I mean, I feel like it could be reaching out to someone that could help you, not necessarily financially, although it could be, but someone who you count on and is a very stable person. But also, I feel like it could be, you really just need to um, take on this persona, be in charge of your own self, your own ending here. This is hard what you're doing, because I feel like a lot of it is you doing it alone. And when we have to do things alone, it's hard to stay motivated. But the King says, sometimes working on things slow and methodical, again, with that Knight of Pentacles, is really what's going to take you in to have a really great outcome from here. Is there anything else? I am going to pull a Somnia Oracle card just for the day. I got a couple minutes. I've been focusing too much on time. I got to remember that my readings are my readings. That's the way it is. Okay. I try to rush too much. I don't like my readings. Okay, so what is a oracle card for this extra reading we're doing this week? These are kind of fun cards too. Ooh, the Seeker. Because you are in a seeking mode. Let's see what page the Seeker's on. Seeker is 81, I believe. Hopefully that's the right one. I wrote a couple wrong. So yeah, wait, that's 83. Okay. 81, the Seeker. Yay! So here's the Seeker. It kind of looks like the Page of Cups. Curiosity, concentration, inspiration, attention, adventure, ambition. The Seeker recognizes that attention is sacred, both as a tool and a ritual. True discovery requires a focused gaze, a quiet mind, and the patience to observe what others overlook. It is through this mindful focus that hidden truths come into view. Clarity arises not through force, but through harmonizing with our environment. The Seeker reminds us that treasures reveal themselves when we become fully present. That's that King of Pentacles as well. Attuned to the cadence of the world, both in us and around us. Yeah, I like this because I feel like you're kind of on that kind of journey right now. Whatever you're learning is taking you to another level. Pay attention. That's what the King of Pentacles is he's going to pay attention to everything. So I hope you enjoyed this. Take care. Have a beautiful day and a Merry Christmas.